seeing some wild and crazy things happening in the Texas State House right now. Walk me through, and again, this matters to everybody. I don't care where you are in America. If you're listening to this, what happens in Texas absolutely will affect you no matter what state you're in for numerous reasons. Talk to me a little bit about what's happening in the Texas State House, because there's this idea that Texas is this staunchly red state. It's not. We have, after the Dade Phelan debacle of him being the Speaker of the House, and now Dustin Burrows, who's there, who is further left as a, quote, Republican than Dade Phelan ever dreamed of being, we have Democrats who do not control the majority in the Texas State House who are they're letting leftists and Democrats, they're letting the Democrats run the show down there. To my point, we don't have red states anymore because we don't have red cities anymore. Texas is hanging on by a thin thread because we still have some big cities that may not be major cities. So whereas you have El Paso and Dallas and occasionally Fort Worth, but certainly Austin, San Antonio, and Houston that are the blueberries in the chili, we have the Lubbocks and the Amarillos and the Tylers and the Wacos. They kind of keep us afloat in a red state. Talk to me about what's going on in this House in the Texas House, and a shout out to Texas Representative Brian Harrison for exposing so many things on X. Everyone needs to be following him to see what's really going on. What's indicative of what's happening here in Texas, and how's it indicative of what I think is happening in a lot of state houses across the country?
Yeah, I would agree with that, Chad. I want to give you, I think, the overall problem, and then let's get into what has actually been happening. The overall problem is that too many people here, not just here in the state of Texas, but in this country, focus way too much on federal elections, focus way too much on who is president, and not enough on local elections. And so what happens is that these people who run as a Republican aren't actually very Republican, but they know in the state of Texas, the general election voter will go out and vote for whoever the Republican is on the ticket. And they won't pay attention to the primaries because primary turnout is disastrously low, not just here in the state of Texas, but across the country. And so American voters need to understand that local is going to affect your daily life way more than who is president, and get involved and know who you're voting for. Chad, I had so many people come up to me when I was working as an activist again at the poll locations, trying to get my guy, Representative Mitch Little, in, who, spoiler alert, he did get in. And so, I'm at the primary ballot box. I'm there. I'm trying to talk to people as they are going in, and they're walking into a primary election telling me, don't worry, we're voting straight Republican. And I'm like, no, that's not what this is. Please let me tell you about Mitch Little and why he's running, so that you don't vote for the wrong Republican. So there are not enough people who are educated about what the process is before they go into the ballot box and cast their vote. And so what ends up happening is what's happening here in Texas this session. You have people like Representative Dustin Burrows, who was elected in the Texas House by a majority of Democrats. That's exactly how that happened. The Republicans, the actual conservative Republicans here in the state of Texas, had someone else better suited to actually govern the Texas House. They went with their guy, and instead of following protocol in the Republican caucus, Dustin Burrows and about 31 other Republicans decided to break ranks, go to the House floor, get a full vote, and get elected by a majority of Democrats. And so what they have been doing since then is they have been allowing the Democrats to run the show. So Democrats will vote for a majority of whatever they want, whatever Dustin Burrows wants to pass, and they will pass it with 30-something Republicans, with a handful of Republicans who are too cowardly to follow the rules that they set for themselves. And so that's here in the state of Texas. That is how, even though Republicans showed up, Republicans at the ballot box said, we want Republicans to govern this state. We want Republicans to lead the way. The Republicans have decided to abdicate their power, and they are giving Democrats even more power than before when Dade Phelan was in charge. And trust me, Dade Phelan, Chad, you know this, set a very low bar for the state of Texas. I mean, it was not going to be hard to be better than Dade Phelan. And somehow Dustin Burrows was like, hold my beer, I'm going to be worse. And we've seen that he has just used the Democrats. Now, it remains to be seen, Chad, what deals he has made with the Democrats, what more deals we're going to see come through that he has made in order to get all of this influence and power and get the Democrats to vote for him. But certainly there were some backroom deals done. Certainly there were some backroom conversations where he said, okay, in exchange for your vote for Speaker, I will give you X, Y, and Z. So some of that has yet to be determined. But I mean, you have these Democrats, and as much as they say Democrats don't run the House, we have Democrat vice chairs and we have Democrat chairs of subcommittees. And these Democrats are just completely lawless. They're not operating by the rules.
Tariff wars, recession fears, stubborn inflation. In this strange environment, gold has been routinely hitting all-time highs. In volatile markets like right now, don't sit on the sidelines with your head in the sand. Take control, safeguard your savings. And this is why so many Americans today are turning to Birch Gold Group like Debbie and I have. They've helped tens of thousands convert an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in physical gold. Is it time for you to find out if you can hedge against inflation and economic instability with gold? To learn how to own physical gold in a tax-sheltered account, text Dinesh to 989898. Birch Gold will send you a free, no-obligation information kit. Again, text my name Dinesh to the number 989898. Birch Gold has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, countless 5-star reviews. I count on Birch Gold to help me protect my savings with gold, and you can too. Text Dinesh to 989898 today.